I'm back. Took a little breather because I got a little too angry. So, but yeah, this is another rant video of mine because this boss fight sucks. I have nothing good to say about this boss fight. It's just trash. It's a bad boss. It's just way too aggravating to be fun. Plus, I've been spending pretty much nearly 2 hours just freaking dying repeatedly to this abomination of a boss. I hate this boss. And right now I'm even kind of hating this game. I'm not gonna lie. My feelings for this game are pretty much all over the place. I love it and hate it at the same time. I'm also partially glad I got it, and also partially regret that I got it. In fact, there are days where I go, why did I buy this abomination of a game? Why didn't I just buy a different game? You know, because I mean, I was going to get Wolong. I was set up on getting it. You know, but then I decided I wanted to get this because because my girlfriend ended up getting it first. And I was like, okay, well, she has that, so, you know, we can play it together and do some co-op. Which we very rarely do, because the co-op is frickin' ass in this game. Works when it fucking wants to. Yeah, Firm Software need to get good at, you know, developing co-op for their games, because right now, they're trash at it. Because the co-op was trash in Demon's Souls, was trash in Dark Souls 1, trash in Dark Souls 2, trash in Dark Souls 3, trash in Bloodborne, and it's trash in this game. Like, they literally haven't made a game yet that had actually good, always working co-op. No. They've always had crap co-op that works when it fucking wants to. Because me and my girlfriend have always had issues connecting on literally every single Firm Software game that we've co-opted on. And even before I met her and was playing these games with her, me and my friends had problems too. And as you can tell, I did not feel anything towards beating that boss. Yeah, I just beat the boss. I beat the game, and guess what? I don't feel happy about it. You know why I don't feel happy about it? Because it was a bullshit, complete freaking dog shit boss fight. Not enjoyable at all. Complete bullshit. Dude freaking does way too much damn damage. Has way too much health for how much damage he does. Yeah, and unfortunately, most of the bosses are like this in this game. Most of them are dog shit. Hell, the best boss in this entire game is Godric. Godric is literally the best boss in the entire game, as far as I'm concerned. For one, he's balanced. Like, he's not stupidly hard. He's also not easy either. He's that perfect balance. You know, especially if you're fighting him somewhat early in the game, it's perfect. But literally every other boss is not. Like, it's either you over leveled and you destroy them, or you didn't level up enough. Not that it matters, because I feel like that pretty much all the time, especially later in the game, where it's like, I never feel like I'm a high enough level. Hell, and you know what? That's my stats. I don't know if you can see them very well, but I have 50 vigor. 50. And guess what? Did Radagon care that I had 50 vigor? No, he fucking didn't. His attacks erased my health bar like it was nothing. That 1,772 HP don't mean shit. It's just fucking numbers. I mean, literally, it doesn't fucking matter what you level up in this game. I mean, that's what it seems like anyway. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna dump everything into Vigor and get Vigor to 99. It's like, yeah, that may sound like a good investment until you realize, oh yeah, I'm still dying in like 3 hits. Which is why my love for this game is dying. But that's why this is the last game that I'm gonna play from Software. I'm not buying any more games from Software. They have officially lost me as a customer. I'm not buying any more stuff from them. Their games are just way too damn frustrating and way too unbalanced and bullshit. And with my high anxiety and anger issues the way they are, these games are just not good for me. And it sucks because I like their games. I like the gameplay, but it's not worth having a heart attack over, and that's exactly what this game is going to do. If I keep playing their games, that's what's going to happen. Because their games are just obnoxiously hard, just for the sake of being hard. Heck, I mean, it took me 2 hours to finally be able to beat that boss. That is outrageous. I mean, the level that I am, the stats that I have, I shouldn't have struggled on that boss like that. Which is why I'm going to get Wolong, because Wolong is similar to the Souls games, but it's more balanced. From what I have seen and heard of it, it's a lot more balanced, a lot more fun, and I'll be able to actually enjoy, Dark Souls type combat, without my anxiety getting really bad to where I feel like my heart's gonna just explode in my chest. Because anybody who deals with high anxiety will know what I'm talking about. Okay? I mean, shit, there was one day I had this really, really bad, I think I talked about this before in one of my other videos, but, I had this really, really bad anxiety attack. And I ended up calling the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack. And the paramedics came over and they said that my heart rate was 180. And that if it was just a little higher, I would have been going into cardiac arrest. So that's how bad my anxiety attacks can get. In fact, I'm supposed to be on anxiety meds, but I don't take them because the side effects are just really bad. I mean, granted, yeah, I can, tell them to change the meds, but then they'll just, and that's the problem, right? It's like, okay, well, but what if the ones they give me are just as bad or worse? Then it's like, yeah, well, then you gotta turn them in and get different meds for it, and then, and the thing is, all medications have side effects. That's why a lot of times people will have like an anxiety for, or not anxiety. They'll have like meds for one thing, but they'll need to take additional meds for the side effects that those meds cause. So, the doctors end up uh, you know, subscribing like freaking 3 or 4 different medications just for one, one or two things. Plus, I know Wolong will be more balanced because it's exactly like Nioh 2, and Nioh 2 was actually a very balanced game. Granted, it was aggravating as hell and very hard and frustrating, but what set that game apart from FromSoft's bullshit unbalanced games is the fact that, for one, co-op didn't make the game harder. Okay? When I co-op in Nioh 2, okay, it doesn't make the game harder. Enemies and bosses do not gain extra health, extra damage, extra defense. They're exactly the same as they were if I was fighting them solo. Which makes sense, because if I'm struggling with the boss in the first place to get help, obviously it's because I can't beat the boss by myself. So why does firm assholeware make it to where bosses and enemies get extra health and defense and damage when the whole point of using a co-op is to make it easier? That's why like the co-op defeats itself, because it's like, why does it even exist? It's like they punish you for using it. For one, enemies, bosses, like I said earlier, get harder. Plus, on top of that, you can get invaded. And getting invaded is a horrible experience. And again, Nioh 2 doesn't have that. No invaders. Bosses and enemies don't get harder when co-oping. Plus, when you're the co-op person, you don't get reduced stuff either. I mean, yeah, you can set it up to where when you do go there, your level gets more set to the person you're co-oping with, but you can also have it to where it don't, meaning you stay at whatever level you are when you help them out. Well, Firm Software games don't have that either. You just automatically get leveled to whoever you're co-oping with. And depending on their level, your stats are going to get tanked big time. I mean, your damage ain't going to be shit. And your health bar is going to be so dang small, it's not even funny. This is why I'm getting tired of their games. I am. That's why this game is it. This is the last Firm Software game I'm gonna get. I'm gonna continue to play it because I like it and I have it. But as soon as I get Wolong, I'm pretty much gonna not play this game anymore because it's just too frustrating. Yeah, but plus with Wolong, not only does it have co-op that doesn't make the game harder, it also has this other system in play called the morale system. And how it works is the higher your morale level, the more damage you'll do to enemies with a lower morale. And, the less damage they'll do to you as well. So they do less damage to you and you do more damage to them. Although if it's reversed and you have a lower one than they do, then they will completely annihilate you and you won't be able to do a whole lot of damage to them. So again, these are things that help balance the game, which is something these games don't have. And I know a lot of people will say, well, yeah, but I mean, there's other things that will make the game easier, like playing a sorcerer build. Playing a sorcerer build does not substitute for an easier difficulty. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, at best, it makes the game more balanced, not easier. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why it makes it more balanced and not easier. Because the fact that you die pretty much in 1 or 2 hits, okay, and you can kill most enemies within 1 to 2 hits, so that's fair. Now bosses, that's a different story. Now granted, you can destroy most bosses with that cannon ability. The hell's that spell called? Damn it, I forgot. I know a lot of people like to call it the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z. Although people who don't watch Dragon Ball, they ain't gonna know that reference. But, oh well. But anyway, but yeah, and the thing is, you have to go through a lot of bull crap too for the sorcerer to be actually good. Like, there's a lot of steps involved into making that build overpowered to where you can annihilate everything. And yeah, it's doable. I mean, I did it. I did a sorcerer build, and I completely nuked the hell out of Radahn. It was hilarious. But here's the problem with that. Again, Radahn could have destroyed me in 2 hits very easily, because I had, I think, like 35 vigor, I think. It was somewhere around there, 35, 40. Plus I had the Radahn's seal thing on as well, which increases enemy damage. Or increases the damage they do to you, because it lowers your defense. So the whole, sorcerer being the easy mode, no, it's not. I mean, yeah, you can nuke bosses and enemies, but you can also die really fast as well. So I do not see that as a substitute for easy mode. And I don't see co-op as a substitute either, especially since you can be invaded when you co-op. And it also raises the defense and health and damage of enemies and bosses. And the spirit summoning I also wouldn't say is a substitute either. Because there's actually quite a few areas and bosses that don't allow you to use that. And 2, even the ones that do, the spirit summons end up dead pretty quick. I mean, granted, I haven't actually tested all of them, but I have tested some of the really decent ones, and yeah, they die pretty quick. Heck, even my favorite one to use, which is I Actually, I have it on this character. Yeah, Mimic Tier. Mimic Tier is awesome. I love Mimic Tier. But even at plus 10, it doesn't really last that long. There have been lots of times where it's just died like halfway through the boss fight. So again, I wouldn't say that's a substitute for easy mode either. And bleed builds are really good early game, but you know they also kind of become not as good later game. And there are some bosses that are resistant to bleed, which also brings me to my argument again for why sorcerer build is not a substitute for easy mode either, because again there's there is a handful of enemies that are resistant to magic. I think there's like 2 or 3 bosses as well that are somewhat resistant to magic. I mean, you can still kill them with it, but yeah, it's gonna take a while. I know the hardest one for me when I was doing my sorcerer run was that magic boss. I forgot her name. Oh well. But anyway, that is the end of this rant. Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, so yeah. I'll see you when I see you.